Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Ryan Vincent Corpus. Second referee, Mr. Joven Racelis. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Chichi DH Brotherhood Titans. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 5, Jonathan Sorio. At number 3, Matthew Miguel. Wearing jersey number 7, Ferdinand De Niega. At number 11, Rene Lopez. Number 13 is Christian Alicante. And number 19, John Mark Lim. Starting libero is number 25, Dan Carlo de la Cruz. Head coach, Mr. Roberto Coach Obet Javier. Calling on our volleyball never stops, VNS Griffins. They're led by their team captain, who wears jersey number 8, Charles Jordan Segui. At number 5, Roderick Medino. Wearing jersey number 7, Justin Yatko. At number 13, Julius Jao Arcelio. Number 17 is Kenneth Dainata. And number 18, Titus Villacrucis. Starting libero is number 2, Joshua Cruz. Head coach, Mr. Ralph Ocampo. This is match number 27, preliminary round, Season 7, the Invitational Conference of
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf. Let's take a look at the starters here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans. And there are a few names out there that we've actually missed in the past few games here for Chichi, who are going to feature here today. On the other end, the VNS Griffins, another set of players here that we're trying to figure out more of. This is a young group, and Noreen, we have talked about this right before the game, that we're so excited to see just how far these young talents can go, these young pups can go. VNS have had a history of having great players growing with this group and all of a sudden being snapped up by the quote-unquote bigger teams, and that has been the challenge of this team, to try and keep on producing great talent.
That's why we love VNS, you know. I mean, every time they come in and, like you said, produce players that, hey, this is a great player to watch, and so on and so forth. You're right, they just get plucked out and are recruited. But that's, like we were talking about it, that's what they like. VNS, they bring new players and just give them the right opportunity for a brighter future.
Well, Segui gets the first point here for the VNS Griffins, as of course the Chichi Braderhood Titans. We mentioned it a while ago. We're going to have to take a look at some of the names who did not feature for a variety of reasons in their last game. Who should they watch out for the most?
For Chichi, you know, even in the first game or the first few games that we've been watching, it's their captain, Jonathan Sorio. Not the tallest of players, but so smart, very effective. Obviously, without Jonathan Sorio, that's a huge gap. And also Christian Alicante, also a top scorer. So you lose your 2 top scorers, you're going to have a lot of problems.
And of course, one of the weaknesses of VNS is actually dealing with teams with significant height advantages. And just taking a look at this Chichi Braderhood Titans team, I think it's safe to say that medyo even sila in the height department.
I would say that. So that's why we're saying we just want to enjoy today's game.
Overreaching there for Dainata, who is double checking with the officials. So let's take a look at that again.
It's actually pretty clear from the slow-mo that the ball is still within the airspace of Chichi and Dainata. High leaper, obviously, put that down, but that is a clear violation.
And right now, it's just a 1-point lead here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans. And that was a combination I believe we're going to see more and more of in this particular contest.
Well, if both these teams can actually pass well, you know, because obviously service is not really tops for both these teams. So if the passing can be sound, then we will see a lot of combination plays.
That was Arcilio, by the way, who scored the last one for VNS, as the push is good just beyond the floor defense here, VNS.
Yeah, just playing it smart, looking at the hole in the opponent's defense. That's the way to go, you know. Sometimes, a lot of times, I would say it's not about power.
John Mark Lim with that point there for Chichi Braderhood Titans. And that was popped up. Dainata.
Wow.
Powerful swing, but then great reception. Overcooked that just a bit. Rather, it tugs the line. But I believe they are going to challenge.
It's worth a challenge.
Yep.
I mean, did you see the linesman? He made like a
Yeah.
306 windmill type of a signal, and then he decided it was out.
The flag went everywhere.
Yeah.
But will there be a challenge? I believe they're discussing it right now. I do not think there will be. So VNS are letting that point go, 4-2 in favor of Chichi Braderhood Titans.
Yeah, they decided against it because it did happen in front of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
They probably saw it was good.
And that's more like it for VNS. That is Roderick Medino.
But you know, throughout this match, you will see the talent that these players from both these teams have. And you're, again, new team, I would say new players for VNS, a stepping stone for a lot of these players.
Do you know how young this team is? All right,
Which
so
one?
Medino, talking about VNS, Roderick Medino was born in 2008.
Oh, come on. Okay, do the math. 2018.
I don't want to do the math.
And
First year ko yun sa college eh. As we take a look at this again, the Chichi Braderhood Titans, alam mo, may pride din sila eh. They have not had the greatest of conferences here so far. In fact, they've only won 3 frames this entire conference. Though, to be fair to them, they actually brought the Navigators Iloilo to a 5-setter in their very first game as Dainata scores once again for VNS.
yeah, I remember after that game, there was so much talk about, hey, the new guys on the block just took the Navigators to 5 sets. So, I mean, we see, again, we have to mention, we see talent. You know, it's just about the chemistry of each of these teams.
And of course, actually, that game might have been almost prophetic as the Chichi Braderhood Titans score again. It might have been prophetic for the Navigators Iloilo because they actually had a underwhelming conference here so far, only manufacturing around 2 wins, if I'm not mistaken.
One
win so far.
Yeah, one win and 5 losses. You're right. I mean, everyone's actually surprised with the standings.
Segi is unable to keep that in.
Yeah, that did not clip the line. And we have to say, great start for the Chichi Braderhood Titans.
Of course, if the Chichi Braderhood Titans can turn this into a win, it will be a very, very good deal for them.
Yeah, but that's not going to help.
Yep, that's not going to help. That's the thing. When we talk about them and we compliment them, happen to serve sila, aba, kasalanan natin.
Yeah. Commentaries curse all the time.
All right, so that's why we're going to be quiet as a VNS makes the serve. And pasok. In fact, service ace. Villa Cruzis gets the ace.
Case in point. No, you cannot compliment nor praise while a server is in action.
And si Villa Cruzis getting that, not the best first balls here. Service reception game from the Chichi Braderhood Titans. And great blocking. Segi will take that point.
Yeah, I mean, when we were looking at the numbers of both these teams' previous matches, blocking their opponents like at 9 blocks, 8 blocks over them. So I feel in today's game, which team actually will have more blocks will be the more successful one.
You know, I'll just take a look at their bio data here, talking about the Chichi Braderhood Titans, and I'll give you more on that when we return, because they now lead by 1, going to the first technical timeout.
here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Paolo and Irene, as you've mentioned, the Chichi Brotherhood Titans are receiving a huge boost today as team captain Jonathan Sorio, Christian Alicante, and their setter Deniega are all back to play after missing their last game because of school exams. And for Ferdy, a right shoulder injury he sustained from their match versus Lasal. Alam ng team na hindi favorable ang standing nila right now, but the team is seeking to end the conference with honor by getting a win or two in their last 3 matches. Sabi nga ni Coach Obet, at this point they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Kaya naman what he reminded his players of is to enjoy the game and to bask in the golden and rare opportunity to play on the big stage. Paolo Narin.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Doreen Suway Baguio. I like that term, ending the conference with honor, or playing the conference with honor and hopefully with a win. Napaka-dramatic
In the bask and golden, bask in the golden
stage of of the Spiker Surf. Alam mo, I want to figure out nga kung if those were the words of the coaching staff or if our Doreen Suway Baguio is feeling extra poetic today.
I think she was the one who wrote her
Okay.
script.
Sige. Napaka-inspired si Doreen Suway Baguio. And of course, we were just talking about a while ago, right before we went to the first technical timeout, how this is an incredibly young VNS team. According to their bio data sheets that they've all given us here, their average age is 19.5. And that is already considering that si Labide,
Benjaino.
si Benjaino Labide has significantly raised that age kasi 1986 po siya. His other teammates were born 2007, 2004. That's the age range that they're playing with.
It's like when you talk about a team like let's say Russia, and then you'll say average height is about 5'11". But when you look at them, it's like they're 6 because the liberos are the ones putting it down, right? It's the same concept.
Sorry, but we have to talk about the height and might of VNS with that triple block.
Yeah, I mean that's a good sign for VNS, showing us defense, net defense. And I did mention I feel really if blocking can come to play, that team would have the advantage.
And there it is again, almost that time. Sent the other way. They set up Segi, scoring off the block.
Boy, Segi is in the zone right now, both in offense and then transitioning into that hit off the blocker.
Let's take a look at that again. And does anything close to the net so far? VNS has had the advantage, either attacking or defending.
There's another one.
That time trying to get beyond the blockers. Good coverage here. Segri again scoring off the block.
Well, just hitting it smart. The blockers were established there, but just hitting it off the high hands.
5 points so far, so rather 5 points in the last game for Segri in the loss against the PGJC Navy Sea Lions. And it has been doing well for them, isn't it?
Hindi ko napapasok, sorry. Kaya natin ha. Sinasahod ko lang. Ayun ulit, pag may pumapalo sa atin, coverage tayo. Lalo pag nakita yung third block, dikit ng cover.
Dito pasok ako konti para dalawa tayong umano, tapos may maiiwan sa likod.
May medyo si Magic sa likod, pwede mas si Magic mag-backline. Go. Tayo.
Nice pass.
Chichi!
Well, just trying to make sure that the coverages are set. A very just constant reminders here. It feels like they're still teaching each other in a good way here, trying to support each other, making sure that they are able to account for each other's mistakes as the games go by.
And I think it's also a lot more encouragement, and that doesn't go away. I mean, sometimes when they're just quiet, you feel for them, but you see, a lot of spunk still with these players.
Barely got that across from VNS. And that time, it is out. No check ball as well. Point will go to VNS.
Yeah. Well, we have to expect Sorio to try to get his game going slowly but surely. That one was a clear mishit, and he's got to just feel it, try to get into the game.
Doesn't Yatko send that straight to the net? As he apologizes as soon as he made contact with it. Coach Ralph there on your screens. Hindi kita yung expression niya. I'm sure it was a sour expression after that service error.
Oh, but they give it right back.
So opponent errors were something that that's the only way they actually put points on the board. Talking about Chichi Braderhood Titans, we mentioned it a while ago. In totality in this conference, they have more opponent errors compared to attack points, and that is something that they have to improve on, especially if they want to end the season with honor, as Doreen put it.
For sure. For sure, you cannot rely on your opponent's errors. I mean, these will happen, but you can't bank on that. You're right.
Miguel lifts that back up. Free ball to play with here for the VNS. Who did they turn to? Dainata able to find that line.
Well, that was a great set, we have to say. Only the one blocker and not really established. You can see Dainata just finding that line.
So VNS starting to find a bit of a groove here. 4-point lead for them after an early lead from the Chichi Braderhood Titans. Sorio pushed that all up, but then the coverage was there at the back, and that was a great single block coming from the Chichi Braderhood Titans.
That should boost up morale of Sorio there. Single block, like you said. I mean, been struggling in offense, but with that monster block, that can get him going.
Oh, he's the captain for a reason. Talking about Sorio, leads by example. Oh, and Dainata
Good save.
had to contort his body just not to touch the net. Checked a bit by the block. They go back to Dainata. And that was a tough reach there. Timing not so great. And unfortunately for the Brotherhood Titans, unable to send that across.
Yeah, because his previous hits are all strong, and then he sold that drop. He sold that tip.
Guerra and Nirai coming in here for the VNS Griffins. As we have a couple of substitutions here. Yatko comes out. As well as Medino.
But we are wondering when they will field in Labide. We
Yes,
saw him in the warm-ups.
Yung dahilan kung bakit
19.5.
umangat yung average age ng grupo na to. And that will be a net violation, I believe, against VNS.
Yeah. That was here. We saw the net dance around.
You can't hide from that, especially if it starts moving. 3-point lead still for VNS, though. 1 point away from sending us to our second technical timeout.
Good pass. Oh!
Picture perfect execution coming from VNS. And that will do it for that particular setup because we are on our way to our second technical timeout. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Let's watch that again.
Pantropico by Bini Aya. Nawawala ng pangangamba pag ika'y kapiling na. Feels like someone I'm with you. Parang isla ng tropico.
Well, that was Spike the Mic with Segri of the VNS Griffins. At alam mo, we call that Spike the Mic kasi minsan gusto mo i-spike yung mic sa kamay nila habang kumakanta.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends Depends on...
Yeah, you have to defend that.
Depends on the quality. But we'll not say what we think of their things because we're not a talent show anyway. But let's focus on what's happening right now. 5-point lead still for VNS here. In that time, you see Chichi Braderhood Titans coming off to a relatively better start compared to VNS. But as the set has gone by, we're now seeing a more comfortable VNS team.
And you can see frustrated hits. We talked about Matthew Miguel at the top of the coverage, and that one was clearly out of his game. I mean, hit it into the net.
And that time, getting past all the blockers, that is a rare chance for them to build some momentum, build some confidence in their spikes.
Yeah, that was Lopez with that hit. You know, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest setup. You know, it wasn't a combination play. It was more like what in volleyball lingo, a tres, but whatever works for Chichi.
I just got past all the blockers. As long as they get the point, they'll be happy.
Exactly. Oh,
Just too long again. Service error. Coming in cold here, by the way. Talking about Roldan.
well, Coach Obitavier just scratching his head there in frustration.
That time sending us straight to the net. He had an ace a while ago, but that time gives a point back.
Yeah, but you know that's one thing he will improve on. You already see, you know, it's a pretty good jump serve.
Yeah.
Just the consistency. One thing he's going to work on.
Again, this is a very young team. Talking about VNS as they're just exchanging service errors here at the moment. It's a very young team talking about VNS, and this is far from their final form,
Yeah.
so to speak. As a timeout called on the floor, chance for us to listen in to the huddle.
Dalawang mga kasunod na error sa serve. Hindi tayo makakalapit yan pagka ganyan. Hindi natin mapapanalo yung set na to.
Konti lang yan, tsagayin natin, alam lang yan.
Ang laro nagsisimula sa serve, boy. Ang laro nagsisimula sa tamang serve, hindi sa ganyang klaseng serve. Ha?
Well, obviously the concern there, especially with their service game. We saw a couple of service errors already. Actually, both teams having a hard time really keeping their service clean. And that is something I'm sure both teams want to address.
Yeah, you know, we've been, like you kept saying, it's service error after another. But that, for me, sorry to say, that last serve was the worst. It didn't even cross the midline. No, what I'm saying is it totally reflects the mental aspect of the game, the psyche of Chichi. They need to address that quickly here in this match.
That time looking for a check, trying to brush that off the blockers, but missing the mark completely.
Well, one thing they have to learn, talking about Chichi, is try to go for the court. You know, not go for too much. You're down now by 7. Your game's not as you want it to be, so go back to basics.
And Segi first to the ball at the net, and he's had a great game here so far to start off for VNS.
And he was the star of Spike the Mic. And I did say,
Yeah.
I like watching players with great sets of teeth. And he has one of the better ones.
Well, you know what? He'll be smiling a lot here today, but not after that point. Scoring off the block there, talking about Chichi Braderhood Titans, a rare respite here so far.
Yeah. But that can start from there. I mean, we are just in the first set. And a lot of things can still happen.
Popped up. And an easy point here for VNS as they have found the rhythm. Zegri again making his mark.
Yeah, playing well today. We have to say not only in defense, we saw a couple of, you know, by the net free gifts, but then
Oh, ito
even
na si
hitting.
Labide
Oh,
coming
there.
in.
The culprit, where the average age is 19.
Pero alam mo, when you're the elder statesman of such a young group,
Statesman.
I can guarantee you everyone is looking up to him
Oh, for sure.
in terms of really just how to play and being a proper professional. And that point will go the way of the Chichi Braderhood Titans.
Boy, that was a great drop, but Labide is just a bit tight there. He would have gotten all over that ball, but just a bit tight. You expect him to loosen up as the game progresses.
I love the shot that we had of him a while ago because he had that nice little smile on him. He knows that he was scored on, but still, being around significantly younger people, I'm sure keeps you young.
Of course. You know, I mean, he has to take a lot and learn a lot from these kids.
Of course, and if you're a player trying to find out how to make it here in Spiker's turf, why not like Labide?
And we were saying he's going to learn from these kids. I'm sure he's going to give more to these kids.
You're basically a playing coach
Yeah.
at this point
True.
because of the amount of knowledge that you have. It's a treasure trove of knowledge. And to be fair, he also looks like he's 18 sometimes.
And he's fit.
Oh.
He's so fit. We have to say, even his leaping ability still
Oh,
there.
tama yan.
Whoa!
And that was straight to the shoulder of Chichi Braderhood Titans as VNS take the first frame 25-16 in a comprehensive win in set number 1. A bit of a slow start, but they get the job done.
Yeah, we expected more from this match, but VNS really just showing us that they're in a different state of mind today.
And that state of mind will get a lot better here for VNS after that comprehensive win, 25-16. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back. You're still watching the Spikers Turf 2024 Invitational Conference where power meets passion. Let's take a look at what happened in set number 1 where the VNS Griffins took a 25-16 set number 1 win against the Chichi Braderhood Titans. And it was actually a better start here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans, but VNS woke up in a big way.
It was a pretty good start. They even had a comfortable lead towards after the first technical timeout. But here, I think VNS found their rhythm in the mid part of that first set and never looked back. They look like they're so relaxed. They're enjoying themselves. They just obviously want to put another one in the win column. But Chichi, they need to talk things through. If they want to get their first win, that's not the way to play. I mean, it was a good start you take from there, but the errors that plagued them towards the end of that first set, they must forget and learn from.
Well, let's see these set statistics here. And of course, you take a look at the attack points here. If you're a Chichi Braderhood Titans, a win here would be the fact that they actually have more attack points than opponent errors. Because that was actually an issue in the past wherein they would rely on their opponent's errors for scoring instead of their own attacks.
See, you start from there. Take from the positive. That is one. As funny as it sounds while we're talking about it, it's true. You know, they have more attacks than the opponent's errors. That's the thing you should be proud of. Then you just work from there.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it's not just lip service for us. We're stating facts here.
You gotta have to have that building block. Try and keep on working on something. And we're gonna be hoping that the Chichi Braderhood Titans will continue to rise here. And of course, for VNS, you can't be complacent. We've seen this Chichi Braderhood Titans team take a D-Navigator squad into a 5-set matchup, and they even took a frame away from FEU. So we do know that they have the capability to take a set or two.
But it's really important that if they want to do that, they know they have to be, you know, the fire in them, you know, that for me, always I want to say it's their psyche, you know, in that set, that match. You can't be just complacent. You have to be in it to win it.
And Sorio attacked with some venom. Labide, great reception there for VNS. And all of a sudden, this frame, a lot more pop from these two teams. And that time, Yatko, probably not the right decision.
Well, his momentum was pulling him to the net, and he tried to keep it alive. But yeah, I mean, great first few rallies here.
You saw him try to just keep it in. Didn't have any elevation at all. VNS trying to answer back. Great blocking. Stop that there for the Braderhood Titans. Sorio gets the point. 2-0 start here for the Braderhood Titans.
And then you like the celebration after that. That's what we're saying. You have to be in the game.
This is a completely different Chichi team than we saw in set number 1 here. So far.
So far.
Oh, but what an answer here coming from VNS. Asked us to stop talking about them.
But, you know, I love the way Yatko has been setting here. I mean, we talked about John Mangulabnan, and yes, it's because of school exams that he's not here. But, wow, Yatko's doing great.
De La Cruz with the setup, and that is overcooked.
Well, just in a blink of an eye, it is a tied game here. So, you know, Chichi, you have to be careful with these errors. Great start. Speaking of errors.
Well, that's Sergey, who has had a great game here so far, sending it straight to the net and returning the lead back to the Chichi Brotherhood Titans.
When we were looking at the numbers, Pao, I mean, it wasn't bad, 7 and 8, but it's just these errors happening at those moments wherein, that would make or break the game.
Labide with a hit that was just too low, apologizes immediately. And it's a 2-point lead here for Chichi. The question is, can they maintain this? They started out the better team in set number 1. Can they maintain this in set number 2? Alicante blocked.
Boy, the defense has been on point for VNS.
Arcilio got that block and the point. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, Alicante's got to check where he wants, which blocker he wants to challenge. He hit it right into the blocker.
And, unable to keep that alone.
Oh,
Yes, they
good
do.
save, yeah.
That was desperate stuff. But they could not prevent the point. Net violation, actually, is going to be the count. Someone in the blue shirt hit the net.
It looked like the hitter because there was a broad jump, but yeah, it was the defender. Yeah, that was clear.
Again, good start here for Chichi. For VNS, they're going to be hoping that this is just another diesel start for them. Popped up, chance here for Chichi to go to whoever they want. Good blocking shown here by VNS on that occasion. Lopez, Villa Cruces with the highlight.
Boy, that was a monster block there. And you're right, it is a highlight. That's one for the highlight reel. Look at the technique. No way coverage is going to keep that ball alive.
Bounced straight down as well.
Yeah.
Hit the tape, but that helped them out. Alicante got the check.
And Yatko did, already admit. So no questions asked.
2-point lead here for the Chichi Brotherhood Titans against VNS, who are showing us a different side to their game. Again, it was a very disappointing, actually underwhelming first frame here for the Brotherhood Titans. It has changed here as Labide couldn't find the baseline.
Yeah, trying to find his form and rhythm there. Just a little more top spin.
3-point lead now for the Chichi Brotherhood Titans against VNS. Yatko. Oh, that was a pretty sequence here for VNS.
Yeah, Villa Cruces again with a point for VNS. What you like is it's not the perfect set, but you just see that they're so focused. Like Villa Cruces, I'm going to get my kill no matter what.
Safe serve from Labide. Alicante. Able to score again. He has found his groove here.
Yes, I agree.
As they send us to our first technical timeout of the second frame. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Back here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Paula and Irene, you guys have been talking about how young this VNS team is, and Coach Ralph knows that it's not going to be easy playing such a young team in this league. There's the up and down performance, the homesickness, the need for affection from family. Kaya naman he doesn't mind where they are right now in the standings because the goal is to expose these players to the big league. Kwento nga ni Coach Ralph, in training, they not only work on skills, they also work on character and initiative. Kwento niya pa, marami sa players niya ang gusto maging civil engineer, pilot, or seaman, at hindi nila pinipigilan yon. They actually encourage the players to pursue those dreams, as Coach Ralph believes that they can be all those and a valuable player, that they don't have to be just one thing. Your thoughts, Paolo and Irene?
Thank you so much for that report. That was Doreen Suay Baguio, and actually that's a very inspirational way of approaching the game, because sometimes it is a vehicle to a better life and a better future, whether it be on the volleyball court or whether it be developing that confidence to have that great job, that dream job in the future.
Yeah. And you just appreciate people like that. You know, the organization VNS, they're like angels put on earth.
And they've developed talent over and over again, as we saw. And Zegi right now is proving to be one of those talents to watch out for here of this young group.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to look to him, and you can just imagine him like a few conferences, you know, from today, from this one, he's going to get just better.
Yeah, absolutely. The exposure that they're getting is at another level, by the way. Zegi, that time, unable to get the point. As the Brotherhood Titans got that to dip down.
Yeah. Well, now you can see the offense flowing because it's not just one player. You see Matthew Miguel, you see Sorio, Alicante. So these top players are now feeling it and playing their game.
Yeah, because it was a one-man show, quite literally, here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans in their last game, with only Matthew Miguel scoring. That time there'll be a service ace here for the Titans, as Deniega saw that dip down at the right time.
Well, they've acknowledged the weakness of VNS, which is the end lines. You know, they're hitting it to the end part of the court.
And that time, that is out. So VNS have not played to their own standards here in set number 2.
Well, we have to say for Chichi, better, a lot better. I mean, aside from
You were
that
saying.
error. yeah, I have not learned. No, but aside from that error, it's a lot better set, really.
Well, let's see how VNS reply. Of course, we're still not out of this frame. Still at the middle point as we take a look at the set 2 unforced errors. Already 5 here for VNS, but they're going to be hoping that that point will give them a bit of momentum.
But that was the set was too near the net. Medina was all over that. That's one thing you need to avoid, you know. I mean, you're playing so well here in the second set.
Zegi with the serve. Labide wins that at the net.
Yet again, as we were saying that, you know, be careful with these oversets because this VNS, as young as they are, they're very athletic and they have Benjailo Labide. As young as they are, but they have Labide.
Who provides veteran smarts to this team. And that goes out, and all of a sudden, the lead has evaporated here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans. Cue the timeout, VNS trailing just by 1.
Kontrolin mo, kaya nang kontrolin ng utak yan. Ha? Ang nangyayari, pumapasok mo yung bola eh. Mag-concentrate ka lang paano may siset yung bola. Huwag doon sa sakit. Ha? Akat pa tayo, ako natin yung bola na yan.
Happy?
Bawi na, dahan-dahan.
Bawi! Ikaw tayo, Chichi! Chichi!
Isang pa tayo lang, oh.
Well, just focusing on the setups here, of course, if I'm not mistaken, I can glean from that timeout that may be a slight injury here or there, slight discomfort. And of course, it's always going to be difficult because I don't know any professional athlete who's 100% healthy in every single game. Sometimes may iniinda konti.
But you know, as athletes, we feel the difference.
Yeah.
Just a little.
A niggle.
Yeah, that really changes the way you jump. Although, okay, another error there, as we were saying. You know, the slightest discomfort, I think that's the perfect term. The slightest discomfort really hampers your optimum ability.
Yeah. Segui. Good serve. Safe serve. Push the other way. Ito naman ang VNS. Yatko finding Labide.
Don't look now. VNS.
Showing the young guns how it's done. You see Labide getting a bit of help from the tape.
But you can see that slow-mo, no? His shoulders a bit tight still. Like, just trying to find that rhythm.
Good coverage here coming from the Titans as Sorio tries again. Labide dumped that down.
As you were saying, he's telling us I may be not the youngest in the team, but I can still soar. Look at this.
Let me show you how it's done. Labide just knocking that into the body of Del Pilar.
With the left.
With the left. With the offhand. Naman si Sorio. And could they keep that alive? The effort was there, but unable to contort his body Good effort, though, coming from Joshua Cruz.
You know, really, the first time I watched Sorio play, I was so impressed because not the tallest, you know, but the way he hits, very, very smart.
14-13, VNS up by 1. Looking for the check, saying that there was none, so it will be Chichi Braderhood Titans with the point.
Yeah.
14-all the score.
This is a close one. That's what you want to see. You don't want, for Chichi, you don't want VNS to try to pull away as they did in the first set.
Again, nakita natin kanina magandang simula ng Chichi Braderhood Titans, pero ang tanong natin, can they sustain that? Because VNS has come alive here after another slow start here in set number 2.
But we have to say they're being helped. I'm talking about VNS. They're being helped by Chichi because the errors that occur really is at the time that, you know, VNS are chasing. Good serve.
Alicante bumanat but straight at the net. Went for power, no placing, and we go to the second technical timeout with a 2-point lead for VNS.
Ibig mo ang kaluluwa. Singing. Ayan, ganda na NJR. All my life.
Baka may konting vibrato ata yan.
As you're saying that, bravo!
Oh, bravissimo. And of course, we're gonna be hoping, ayun, very camera aware pa, tingnan mo. And of course, let's see whether or not he can make a difference here today. Again, okay, let's go back to what the Chichi Braderhood Titans have done here in set number 2. Ang ganda ng simula nila. There's a pep in their step. There seems to be a lot more intent in their attacks. They look like a completely different team to what we saw in set number 1. Pero, bumabawi na ang VNS. In fact, they do have the lead here by 2.
Yeah, and which you already actually predicted that VNS is going to come back. The thing is, we have to say it's the errors that are plaguing Chichi. It's a good game, but when the errors set in, it's like when VNS just scored. Another error.
Well, of course, that's an ace here for VNS and something that they would love to have. Of course, the service reception has to be a bit better. Actually, both teams have struggled with service reception in their last games.
Yeah, but none more today, at least as of now, than Chichi.
Sabi daw nila, kasalanan natin ang cameraman natin. You know, he laughs about it, but then, you know, he's just doing his job.
He is.
Pero ito, nakabawi na ang Chichi Braderhood Titans. As we take a look at that last one.
Yeah, Matt Miguel, again, we always talk about him. Very often he gets chosen to be the topic of the pre-game. But I feel really he doesn't get a lot of sets. He should get more sets and more touches.
Yeah, you see the potential in him. Oh, and Alicante able to guide that through the net.
That's smart. That's what you want to see, them being the more mature team. Chichi, you want them to keep that in play. Which is one thing I would say Medino will learn. You know, if the ball hasn't touched the ground, stay with it.
Labide changing up his attack. Went for softer touch, but coverage was there. Alicante with the block. Rather, scores off the block.
Off the block, yeah. Now they're playing it smart. Now they're hitting it off the blockers. It's not just a one-dimension play.
Better look at that there. As we're all knotted up at 17 apiece.
Good serve.
Yatko. Alicante. has been one of the bright lights here for Chichi Brotherhood Titans, and now they regain the lead.
And what about the entry of Frias after a good serve, a good dig, and Alicante knew. You know, he already knew the hole in zone 1.
Well, they have actually been using that as a weapon here, the serves of Frias. Alicante couldn't get past the blockers then. They go back to Alicante. That time trying to find the right angle, but then that goes wide. But they're happy with the effort.
Yeah, I'm looking at Matthew Miguel actually signaling challenge, but Coach Obet will not.
So right now, Martición comes in here for VNS as well as Guerra. As Yatko will check out for the meantime, as well as Medino. So Guerra straight to the service line.
Interesting substitution. We are close at 18 apiece.
Well, you've been so impressed here with Yatko. Interesting to see how their offense works without him on the floor, especially in this tight ball game. Coverage is there, yeah. Popped up and scoring off the 2 blockers.
Boy, is that instant offense off the bench.
Straight off the bench, absolutely right. Heating up quicker than a microwave.
Boy, great substitution. I would say, you know, it was questionable, but you know, the coaches, they know what they're doing.
Basta kumana.
Yeah.
And the service ace to add on to it. So the 2 subs making an instant impact. 2 points from the 2 of them.
2 points. 2 subs making waves here. I mean, those are big points. Targeting Frias, who's actually been playing pretty well.
Yeah, well, Frias' serves have made a difference here for the Brotherhood Titans, but that time Guerra sends it long. And I can say that that was not the commentator's curse because I was talking about Frias and not Guerra with that serve.
Well, he still has, you know, in a high after that great serve. So the adrenaline just pushing that out.
Roldan and Salazar come in here for the Chichi Brotherhood Titans as Roldan will try and replicate what happened when the service specialist came in on the other side.
And he wants a better serve than what happened in the first set.
You're not over that, are you? Better serve here for Roldan.
Better serve, yeah.
Guerra with the jump set. Labide scores with the blockers in front of him.
Boy, all business there. You saw when he made that approach, that takeoff.
You know, you could see that in this entire game, he's the elder statesman. He's been there. He's seen it all. And that approach was a grown man's approach.
It was a grown man's approach. It's not little chicken wings. They had the entire hog's leg.
Iba yung energy.
Oh.
21-19, VNS still up here against the Chichi Brotherhood Titans, looking for a 2-0 set lead. Blocker slowed that down, and a miscommunication, and the desperate contact not working here for Guerra. Just a 1-point lead now.
But actually, Chichi will take that. That miscue could be crucial here in the second set.
Guerra with the setup. Going the other side. Segui, we haven't heard his name in quite a bit, but we'll remember it after that.
Well, that was a good pass. We have to say pretty textbook volleyball. And Segui, you're right, no? Haven't heard a lot from him lately, but he's just reminding us he's just around.
Again, targeting Frias there, by the way. Sorio, oh, great defense shown by VNS. Good net defense shown by Chichi. And it's still alive here. Good rally we have here so far.
Oh, good dig.
Sorio gets the line.
Boy, they're playing it smart. You know, Chichi just, again, that has been the weakness, especially in the second set for VNS, those line hits.
You know, that rally in particular, that is one of the rallies that you expected pre-game because you felt that these two teams were actually a relatively good match for each other.
Yeah.
The height is not too, the difference is not too big between the two teams. In fact, they're similarly sized.
That was the longest and the best rally so far.
Good try there from Roldan, but he doesn't reach it. And VNS now up by 2 points away from a second frame win.
And VNS actually hoping that the 2-point cushion is enough to propel them to a 2-0 going into the third set.
Yatko and Medino come back in.
Yeah, but the subs did their job. You did mention two points from the subs.
Yatko. And Sorio stops the bleeding.
Boy, he's really such a joy to watch, Sorio. So smart. You know, the way he targets the blockers, his hands.
And you know what? With Sorio playing the way that he is, you know, Chichi Braderhood Titans have a chance to extend this frame or maybe just steal it straight away.
For sure. They're just hoping from this point on, like, of near flawless game.
Yatko with the setup. Good net defense shown here. We go the other way. And so far, playing good at the net. Talking about the Chichi Braderhood Titans. Good coverage as well. Sorio. And all knotted up at 23-all. What did we say?
Well, they're actually contesting something. I'm looking at Segi talking to the first ref.
The point awarded, by the way, to the Chichi Braderhood Titans.
Well, the call will stay, the score will stay.
And Coach Ralph, his expression says so many things.
Yeah. I mean, they had it, the 2-point cushion, but right now, we are tied.
Oh, and that was a much-needed point here for VNS. Just 1 point away from claiming the frame.
And what you like is the focus. You know, when Segi went up for that, it's like, all business, I'm going to get that point.
Sorio. Oh, what a way to recover here for VNS. Sorio again. Sorio extending this frame.
So smart, really, just finding the holes. And you know, with the way he's playing, he's confusing the defense of VNS. Look at that.
First of all, what did we say? With the way Sorio's been playing, they could extend this frame. That's exactly what happened. Oh, but scoring off the block.
Oh, yeah, that was a smart hit, actually targeting Alicante rather than Del Pilar.
Now the question is, can they maintain their composure? This is such a young group here of VNS. These are moments wherein they know that they can grow.
Yeah. But Chichi needs a good pass here.
Alicante trying to give that good pass. Good blocking shown by VNS. De La Cruz pops that back up. Same result though so far.
Oh!
And that will go the way of Chichi. Maybe their youth too excited with overreach.
That's the second time that was called. But let's check it out.
Well,
Judgment call.
your
Judgment
reaction says it all. Could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Either way, we're all knotted up here. The team still needs to score too. And scoring off the block, Medino has been big here towards the end of this frame for VNS.
Yeah, and for their fans, I'm sure it's poetic justice there. Play for justice.
Well, you're going up against a team who's playing for honor kasi. So yes, this is the team playing for justice.
Honor versus justice.
Alicante. Not that time. Yatko with a chance to set this up.
Oh!
And what a hit. That is an exclamation point to claim the frame. 27-25 in favor of VNS to make it a 2-0 lead in terms of sets. What an ending.
For me, it's such a great set. I mean, one of the best so far.
And that was important as VNS take the lead here. 2-0. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching the 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. And what a frame we had here between VNS and the Chichi Braderhood Titans in set number 2. It was night and day compared to set number 1. Great drama. Stars in the making. They're not stars quite yet, but we're seeing the potential. And boy, what a show we were given here in set number 2.
We were actually treated to a great second set. And we did mention that they look like, even in paper, if we base it on their previous matches, that they are evenly matched. And we're hoping for a entertaining set, and we got it. I mean, we're lucky to have gotten it in the second set. If you look at the attacks, okay, for Chichi, we have to mention they're happy. It's 15 attacks. That's a pretty good number, and more, again, than the opponent's errors. For VNS, just the blocking. Everything else is so close, but we did mention that the team that blocks better will have a bigger chance or will go on to prevail, and that is VNS. But it wasn't easy. They had to fight tooth and nail in that second set.
Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports, as the VNS Griffins are trying to end this contest here and now, while the Chichi Braderhood Titans, they extended the frame just a while ago. Question is, can they extend the match? Thank you very much for joining us here at the United Sports Arena for your 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. We've had a great one here so far, and it is still mathematically possible for VNS to make the semifinals, though highly improbable. They need a clean sweep of their next few games, and of course, some of the teams above to drop some games that they aren't expected to
crumble.
drop.
To crumble, I think is the term.
Crumble, absolutely. But still, might as well keep yourself mathematically in the competition as long as possible. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Paolo De Rosario alongside Norin Go. It is Doreen Suay Baguio who's patrolling the sidelines here for us. Thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us. If you are around the venue, please do come on over to United Sports Arena here in Pasig and meet Norin Go.
And Doreen Suay Baguio. And Paolo Del Rosario.
No, kahit hindi na ako. As we take a look at the blocking, still working here for VNS. You mentioned that the team that blocks better will probably win it. Why?
I feel because if you look at the previous matches, look at the numbers in terms of spikes, and then you see, it's actually, we said it, they're evenly matched. So if defense comes to play, I think that's going to be a huge reason why that team's going to win.
Well, you know what? 2 block points already here for VNS to start out set number 3. And that is a good sign considering ang bagal ng simula ng VNS in sets number 1 and sets number 2. Chichi looked like the better team. In particular, in the second frame, Chichi looked good up until the halfway point and towards the end. They actually put a good set together, but VNS just edged them out.
And for them, for their program, for Coach Ralph Ocampo's program, they have to be happy because that second set, they've learned a lot. They've showed themselves, that they can believe in themselves, and even in a tight situation, and with your opponents having the advantage, you can come back and actually still win it.
And that's a lot better coming from the Chichi Braderhood Titans, as they're all knotted up at 2 apiece. We were worried there just a bit that Chichi would start out slow after starting out better in sets number 1 and 2 and losing. But they're showing us they're here to play.
Yeah. I think it's important for Chichi to add the middle, too predictable in terms of their offense. The middles can actually make a difference.
3-0 run all of a sudden here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans to take the lead against VNS, who started out 2-0.
Well, with Alicante, with Soria, with Matty Miguel, they're not going to go away. So if you're a fan of Chichi, you're just hoping that that's going to be enough.
Oh, Dainata answers back with a clever move of his own.
I love seeing really new players like Dainata, and you see how they're not as tall, but so athletic, so strong. I love seeing this. That's why I love Coach Ralph Ocampo, because he keeps introducing players to men's volleyball.
And that time, hitting the tape, still alive though. Chichi.
Wow.
What a score!
Boy, that was a great set by Miguel to Alicante there. That's not easy. I mean, really, if you're a player and you get the set from the back row, that's harder to hit than from the setter by the net.
Christian Alicante, one of the veteran players on the floor here, born 1992. And that time scoring off the block here. The young guns of VNS keeping up.
And again, we mentioned Yatko just setting really well here in this match, making up for the absence of Jan Mangulabnan, who we talked about in the pregame.
Roldan. And that time, Alicante has been putting his team on his shoulders here in the early days of this frame.
That's what they, for me, Chichi should realize. Again, they're the more mature team. They can actually play it that way and frustrate the younger VNS who's so used to, run and gun, fast plays, make it slow down the game.
Dainata.
Whoa!
Well, nothing slow about that.
You're going to expect that from the young team of VNS. So if you're Chichi, you have to control what you can control, which is slow the pace by dropping, frustrating, finding the holes.
Testing the patience of this
Yes.
VNS team, who have yet to learn about that. Roldan, the setup, going back to Alicante. Different look. You mentioned veteran moves. That felt like it.
Yep, that's a case in point, and I always say Exhibit A.
Better look at that there. Just pushing that across.
Because these kids, they're so used to strong hits. They can dig, they can defend, so you need to change things up.
And that is almost emblematic of what they can do as Alforque enjoys that point.
Using their quickness, obviously, that is their advantage.
Alforque. Roldan with the setup. And unable to keep that up.
That, Sorio, for me, the way he hits, like we always say, he's a smart player. He actually frustrates blockers because the blockers think that they're established, but obviously in that play, they're not. But even established blockers, he finds a way to hit it off the right hand, the left hand. He's so good that way.
Segi, oh my goodness. It feels like he's quiet for long periods of time, and then he reminds us that he's there with a bang.
He's just, around and just waiting for the opportunity to reintroduce himself.
Roldan pops that up. And unable to keep that up as VNS have regained the lead here to send us to our first technical timeout with an 8-7 scoreline in favor of the Griffins. We'll be right back.
You're watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. Paulo Inarin, one of the players that VNS helped develop, is Matt Miguel of the Chichi Braderhood Titans. Kwento nga na Matt, even before he started his collegiate career in JRU, it was in VNS where he first played in the Spikers Turf. Sa VNS din daw nagsimulang lumawak yung skill set niya to be not only about attacks, but to also develop his service and floor defense. And dala niya rin yung prinsipyo ni Coach Ralph na pinag-usapan natin kanina as he is looking to take his criminology board exam soon to pursue his dream of being a uniform personnel while playing volleyball. First time niya nga makakalaban itong VNS and says he's definitely motivated to show a performance his first team will be proud of. Paulo Narin.
Thank you so much for that report as Dorin Suay Baguio has the Chichi Braderhood Titans score off the block, rather with the block. As we take a look at that again, single block coverage, Torio with the point. And just to emphasize the point that that Dorin just made there with that story on Matt Miguel, and it just goes to show you that this VNS team has been doing this for a long time. Developing players, giving them opportunities, and giving them just that added skill set to show that they could be elite athletes.
And it's not just about volleyball. Volleyball is a medium, but it's more of the totality for me of the person, which you really admire.
And of course, with Matt Miguel, you have to wonder, can he arrest this kid. But that time, the blocking works out for VNS.
That was an arrested development right there as he was stopped at the net. Another great showing at the net for VNS.
VNS now up by 2. Roldan with the setup. Oh, that time looking for the check. Did they get their hands down in time? The official says yes, but Chichi will not challenge it.
I don't think, no challenge. Did we have a challenge today? None so far, no? I feel that both these teams are like just playing. Let them play.
Yorong comes in for the first time in this contest, if I'm not mistaken, for Chichi. And that time, the block just perfect here for VNS.
Boy, that's what, the 4th or the 5th block. Great numbers there on the side of VNS.
I believe that was John Mark Lim who was blocked there. And you were mentioning a while ago, Noreen, we have to talk about the blocking being potentially the key stat of this game.
Seems like it, unless Chichi has other things in mind. Wow!
Sorio unable to keep that in. So right now, having a quick conversation with Captain Sorio. Talking about our first official.
Well, the referee is saying that he overruled it, but I'm actually surprised because Coach Obet is actually standing by the line, so he has the best vantage point. But
not using any challenges, by the way.
are we misinformed? Is the challenge system down today? That's a good question, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Dainata with the score. And if I'm not mistaken, it's now a 6-0 run for VNS.
Well, they're pulling away here.
So, focus lang tayo sa ginagawa natin, ha? Medyo, pasok naman pero hindi na convincing sa paningin mo rin. So, mas maganda itusok mo pa sa gitna. Malayo pa yan, pwede bang kapitan yan. Pasa lang muna, pasa lang. Ha? Kung ano man yung may bibito ng officials, igalang lang natin, ha? Sige.
Malayo pa yan, di pa yan, wala pa yan. Kapitan natin, dahan-dahan.
Chichi!
So we just want to make a clarification here because we just found out, kasi nag-timeout din kami nung nag-timeout sila na naka-down pala ang challenge system natin. That's why we haven't seen any challenges here today. Even in the last call where we felt that a challenge might have resulted in a point the other way.
Yeah. It's like we're having these conversations and these thoughts in our heads and wait, there's a challenge system down.
You asked the right questions, by the way, Noreen.
Finally, we get the answer.
We gotta credit you for that. And that time, an important point here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans, who were at the receiving end of a 6-0 run. That was Jufran Yorong showing coaching staff that you were right to come in.
He's not the tallest of players, but very effective. Wow.
He has been so impressive here, Segui.
No, and again, he is playing well. It goes to show, but the distribution of Yatko, really, everyone's getting a touch.
Deniega. Oh, Dainata found a way to just dump that in to a opposing player to make it a 16-9 lead for VNS and lead us to our second technical timeout. We'll be right back.
Huwag po madali ng improvements dahil po sa volleyball po, meron po tayong tinatawag na step-by-step process. Kailangan po ito nating masundan dahil hindi po lahat ng players ay biglang lumakas dahil sa ganitong kailangan po talagang step-by-step process at lagi pong makinig sa sinasabi ng coaches.
Your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines, now available on Signal Play. Download the Signal Play app and subscribe now on the App Store and Google Play to catch all the action this new NBA season. Chichi Braderhood Titans down by 7 just a moment ago, now down by just 6. It's not out of the contest just yet, but Noreen, boy oh boy, do they need a little rally of their own here to stay alive.
They do, and they're hoping that second technical timeout will actually do them wonders. They got a good kill, they have to build from there.
And
I was about to drink my water and I nearly choked.
my friends, if I were you, please go back to that particular service error, and that audio there is a representation of my partner's reaction to that serve, how untimely it was for the Chichi Braderhood Titans because of the fact that they really needed any sort of run to stay within this contest.
But if you will watch this match really again, like the replay, you will see what we mean by, you know, these errors really halting your challenge. You know, you're trying to chase.
And right now, our officials are having a bit of a conversation here. Not quite sure what it is about. I believe they're making sure that the numbers are just right here, or the rotations are just right. As the Chichi Braderhood Titans under the microscope here from our officials. I think it is which libero should be playing at the moment.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of the correct protocol.
And just making sure that everything's all set up. But of course, more on this game here so far. I think for Chichi Braderhood Titans, we saw a lot of bright spots here. Of course, this has not necessarily been a conference for them to remember from a success standpoint in terms of the win column. But then we have seen quite a bit here with regards to what they could be, some of the players here that they could build on in particular, and of course, just building on the experience game by game to see like what does it take to be able to tango with these types of teams.
Yeah. No, you know, we say it all the time. New teams, they will have their birth pains, their struggles, but you appreciate the fact that they're, you know, providing an avenue for a lot of these players to actually play.
And the ball dipped down at just the right time. Point goes the way of the Titans. Six-point lead here for VNS as the foul ball never stop Griffins are looking to put this to bed. But Chichi Braderhood Titans trying to make this just a bit closer. Martesión, not that time. Deniega with the setup. And able to find the corner. And that is an important point here for the Braderhood Titans as they trim the lead down to 5.
Well, this could be, you know, they have to get their serves in, but this could be that moment wherein they can start that comeback or that chase. That's a good serve. Wow.
And what a finish there for Martesión.
What a set also.
Let's take a look at that again. As it is still a 6-point lead here. Kenneth Dainata has been dynamite. 9 points, 9 attacks.
Oh.
And a service ace.
I think that 10 points.
Double-digit scoring. At alam mo, medyo understated yung scoring niya.
Pagdating sa receive, kailangan may base ka. Yung ano mo, yung galaw mo, patumba ka sa likod. Wala, hindi ka nakaano doon. Sige pa, malayo pa yan, pwede pa yan. Malayo. Mahabot pa natin yan kung tsatsagaan lang natin. Malayo pa. Sige na.
Well, the encouragement is there to try and extend this contest, but they need a minor miracle here to try and catch up. They are down by 7 against a VNS team who is growing in confidence. Dainata in particular, who is on the service line right now, has been dynamite for this VNS team, who has quietly accrued 10 points here in this game so far, including a service ace just the serve before.
And, you know, when we talk about them learning from matches, we can see Dainata first too overreaching, but in the third, he learned from that and he was more patient.
And that is out there for the Chichi Braderhood Titans as VNS hits the 20-point mark. And the ship is sinking here for the Brotherhood Titans as Labide is sent in to make sure that things don't go awry here for VNS.
Yeah, and make sure that he puts the nail in the coffin.
Iniega. And that was more like it here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans.
Yeah, we keep saying, you know, Alicante, Sorio, Matthew Miguel. I mean, these are obviously the core that they can work with, but you like to see other people get involved, like middles. We don't see a lot of middles from Chichi.
You know, that will be on top of the scouting list or recruitment list here for the Chichi Braderhood Titans. I could only imagine should they come back next conference.
Yeah, if you add that, I mean, that would make them more formidable.
More formidable, more competitive for sure. Again, this is not a team that necessarily looks for just young players. They could also look to some veterans here who can help them win or find ways to win. Ball popped up here, Labide. And able to get the score. Again, just a simple move there from Labide, popping in from time to time with the point.
Yeah, just a deceptive approach, going for full power, then last minute.
Here's a jump serve. Good serve there. Great reception as well. And that time does not go beyond the tape. Point will go the way of VNS, who are now 3 away from claiming a win here.
Yeah. And don't look now. I mean, Arcilo is back in front. He has been a wall for VNS.
You know, you take a look at what VNS has done this conference here. 1-4, only 1 win for VNS so far. Of course, that win, talking about VNS, actually came in around just their last game, I believe, later on. I'll get the complete numbers here for you, but then VNS looking good here en route to their 2nd win, and that hit the antenna.
Well, they're giving hope to Chichi, and for the fans of the Brotherhood Titans, they're hoping to take from those errors as well. And it's a 6-point lead, but it is still probable.
Labide. Again, they put him in for surefire offense, and it's been working.
They put him in for a reason, and he has been delivering.
Better look at that here, and the smile is just so bright there for Labide.
I'm sure he's just happy to be playing. I mean, he's worked so hard with his fitness, and yeah, he still deserves to play. That's better pass.
And that time scoring off the block. Mathematically still alive here.
Still possible.
Oh, I've seen very strange things happen with these types of scorelines, by the way.
Have you seen Stranger Things?
Not the show, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Not this season.
Hey, we talked
Not the
about it
last
during
season.
the pandemic.
Yes, we did. Right now, though, 23-17. Deniega, 6 excellent sets here so far for the Chichi Braderhood Titans. As they try to stay alive, the back row attack dealt with here by Chichi. Flores setting up Labide.
Wow!
Well, we did say that they expect expected, or we expected Labide to drive the nail into the coffin. And so far, so good for him.
Well, in the stretch from 20 to 24, he had 3 points to his name.
And match point already here for VNS. Can they get it? Who will get it? Lirai sends it the other way. Free ball to play with here. And just dunked down, saving 1 match point.
Look at the middles, you know, if they can go more to that, or in future matches, you see how effective they can be.
Lirai.
Oh!
Stuck by the block. Lim and Yorong combined.
I think that was Yorong, the way Yorong celebrated after that. And again, because of the height of Yorong, let's check it out. It was Yorong.
Lirai trying again. Same result, and that time Lim will take credit.
Do you see how stuff blocks can change, you know, the energy of a team?
I did mention strange things have happened. Even if I haven't seen Stranger Things, I know that this is a potential strange thing.
Oh.
But is this the end?
Oh.
Yes, it is. Great effort, but VNS take the win 25-20 to complete the 3-set sweep.
Yeah, but you gotta appreciate the effort of Chichi, especially in the last few points. Yorong made a mad dash to try to keep that last ball in play, but to no avail. But yeah, for me, it was a very, very entertaining match by both these teams.
And this is the first win of VNS since taking on the Martelli Meets early on in the conference. We have a lot more to talk about when we return. Don't go away. You're still watching the Spiker Surf.
Back here at the Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. Between two teams hoping to pivot and change the narrative here in the conference, it is the VNS Griffins soaring to a dominant win over the Chichi Braderhood Titans. And I'm here with the best player of the game, Jao Arcilio. Jao, Congratulations sa panalo. Pag-usapan natin yung game na yon. Kahit na na-sweep ninyo itong game na to, maraming pagkakataon na lumaban yung Chichi. Paano yung naging pag-uusap ninyo sa huddle to keep yung composure, yung character ninyo sa mga ganong pagkakataon, especially since this is a very young team?
Ang sa totoo po, energy lang po talaga yung usapan namin kung paano po namin gagawin yung system. Tapos, sunod lang po talaga sa system, yun lang po ang nagpapanalo sa amin. Mostly po nakaano po rin yung atake po talaga namin.
Pero Joe, itong panalo na to, this stops a 3-game losing skid. Anong impact sa'yo at sa team ng panalong ito, especially heading into the last 3 games nyo for eliminations?
Medyo ito po yung parang breaking point po, talaga, para maboost po yung moral namin at para makuha po namin yung momentum or energy para makalaban pa at kung makapanalo pa po sa mga susunod na games.
Very well said, Joe. Alam kong marami kayong kasama sa biyahe dito sa journey ninyo sa Spikers Turf. Sino gusto pong batiyan?
Gusto pong batiin ang mga parents ko at mga kaibigan ko dyan sa Bicol. Hello po. Tapos, thank you po sa Chicken Jingos, at Ricas Baxilog, and Don Benitos. Nandito na ako sa TV, hello.
Nakaka-proud naman. Sure ako na proud sila sa'yo, Joe. We're very excited na makita pa kung ano susunod mong gagawin, pati ng VNS Griffins. But for now, we send it over to you, Paolo Narin.
Thank you so much, Dorin Baguio, with that interview with Joe Arcilio. And yes, he's not just on TV. He's playing a starring role. Set number 3 highlights here where VNS took the lead early and never looked back.
Yeah, but we have to say they were challenged towards the end of that third set. But yeah, they just played so well at the start, and you're right, never looked back, built enough cushion to bring them through and get them the win. Let's look at the numbers. You know, these are the things you should be proud of. Your Chichi had more attacks than your opponents, right? You had 15 to 13 blocking. Again, a great blocking day or great defense at the net for VNS, and the opponent's errors, VNS actually just 2 in the third set. That made all the difference as well. You have to say, great setting by Yatko. Segi played a wonderful match. It was a great match for VNS, but I feel that Arcilio and the way he established his presence at the net made a lot of difference and kind of, stopped a lot of the sets of Chichi.
You know, you're talking about how blocking would make a difference in this game, and it showed off here today. +2 advantage blocking in set number 3 for VNS. Up next, we have Crisscross King Crunchers going up Martelli Meats in the second game here at the United Sports Arena. Thanks very much for joining us for the first contest. And we can't wait to see you for the next one. I'm Paolo Garzar alongside Norin Go. Dorin Baguio on the sidelines for us. We'll see you in game number 2.